The next thing that I need to do is to add the data that has to do with the employee. So I need to put the hire date, dependent, hours worked, and hourly pay rate. So to do that, I could go into cell B4 and then type in the entries in here and either hit the right pointing arrow or tab to put the one to the right, or hit the enter key to go to the next lower cell. Now I'm going to do something else in here, which is going to be selecting the area that I would like to have the data be entered. So I'm going to select from B4 all the way to cell E12. Okay, so I'm selecting from B4 to E12. Now notice that whenever you do a selection, the first cell always shows clear and all the other cells show as being in a different color. Now what I'm going to do is, inside the first cell in here, I'm going to type in the date, which is 3/3/2009. Now if I do that, 3/3/2009, if I hit enter, it takes me to the next lower cell, and as I continue down, once I go into this cell and I hit enter, instead of going down to this lower cell, it will take me to the first cell in the next column. So if you do a selection and you need to enter data, it will basically go down the line and then up to the next column and then down the line next to the next column and so on. So I'm going to keep on entering the data in here. Okay, and once I get to this last cell, I'm going to show you. Notice a few things in here regarding what I'm doing right now. So I entered the dates. Now notice that Excel recognizes this format as dates. If you type in a number slash a number slash another number, it will recognize that that's a date, as long as the numbers are within logical range. Now notice also that the names of the employees is getting cut off. Don't worry about that. We're going to change the column width in a little while to reflect the correct width of the column. Now I just type in the 4/14/2011. If I press enter, it automatically takes me to the top of the next column, and now I can type in the number of dependents in here. So I'm going to do that. So 1, enter, 2, enter, 0, enter, and I'm going to continue. Okay, and you can do the same thing by looking at the table on page 72 of the book. Once I get to the last entry under dependents, I hit enter and it takes me to the next column. So now in here I type in 6525, hit enter, and the numbers will automatically line up. Any number that doesn't have decimals, like 80, okay, with no decimals, it will show up as a single number lined up to the right. That's because numbers by default line up to the right. So now I'm going to continue typing in the hours worked. So once again, I enter all the numbers under hours worked, hit enter, and now I'm in the column that says hourly page wage. So I'm going to type in the first person is 20.5, enter, and I'm going to continue down the line. Once you get to the last entry in here, if you hit enter, it takes you back to the beginning. Well, you don't need to type anything else. You just point and click somewhere else to turn off that selection. Okay, so now we got all the data that has to do with the hire date, dependents, hours worked, and the hourly pay rate.